Bonjour class. Today we're going to talk about the future perfect, or the French, as the French call it, le futur antérieur. So we want to indicate when one action precedes another in the future. So I will do something as soon as the other thing will have happened. And so the structure is similar to passé composé, where it has two verbs. It has an auxiliary verb using avoir or être. So instead of saying j'ai fini, we would say j'aurai fini. Okay? Now, the examples they give you here, we have quand j'aurai fini mes études, je travaillerai avec ma mère. So when I have finished my studies, I will work with my mother. Or when I will have finished my studies, I will work with my mother. And here we see avoir in the future form, and then fini has a regular past participle. So all the irregular, regular, what have you, stay the same, which is comforting. And they also give you example to when you use être as the auxiliary verb. Être is used with transitive verbs or Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp verbs, or with reflexive verbs like se lever. So here they give you Julie te téléphonera quand maman sera rentrée. So Julie will call when mom comes home. Okay? Or when mom has arrived here, but rentrée. Rentrée is usually used with come home. So those are the two examples they give you. So you've seen the structure before. It's just a matter of using the futur simple for avoir and être, and then the past participles that we use in passé composé. And you have to remember that when we use être, we're going to have agreement with the subject. In this case, maman is feminine, so we add an extra e to rentrer. So they have a similar structure in English to the futur antérieur to indicate one action in the future will happen before another. And a form of the verb have is used to indicate the same thing, whereas in French they use the past participle, like fini, and the auxiliary verb, aura, or aurai. For example, j'aurai fini, I will have finished, or I have finished. So they give you the example, I will call as soon as I have had lunch. Having lunch must happen before the calling happens. So in order to indicate this in French, that's where they would use le futur antérieur. So the example they give you here is je te téléphonerai dès que j'aurai déjeuné. I will call as soon as I have lunch. And that's sort of the shortened version with the same meaning. Now here they use dès que, and in the examples I gave you before, they use quand, both meaning when or as soon as. In this case, dès que means as soon as. Quand is when, and you very often need these type of structures when you have the futur antérieur, because you usually have two sentences to indicate one action happening before another. All right, we're going to try some examples on our own. Here we have some examples. I will read the instructions in French. Écrivons. In this case, it's parlons. We're going to speak it. Ces choses se passeront quand quelque chose d'autre sera arrivé. Complète les phrases avec les formes correctes des verbes entre parenthèses. So here we have to decide which action is going to happen first based on the context of the sentence. Here we have Marie, and she's going to put makeup on. And she also has to take a shower. So, what's going to happen first? I would say that she's probably going to take a shower first, and she's going to put makeup on second. It's because of that, she's going to take a shower has to happen first. And we'll use the futur antérieur. Se maquiller, or to put makeup on, will happen second, and that will use le futur simple. So it should sound like this. Marie se maquillera quand elle aura pris sa douche. Marie se maquillera quand elle aura pris sa douche. All right, you try the rest on your own and record them in the Schoology website. Au revoir.